All right, so let me see your. Oh, is this?
My modified mallet.
So tell me, what's modified?
Okay, so I had to, because of the problem I have with my finger, for the wear and tear from the years.
Right. It didn't like you lost something in there.
Ligament. Yeah.
Ligament.
Basically, it wore it down. Just like the Grand Canyon in there.
Yeah.
And so it basically sits right on the nerve. And if I start playing, the nerve, I guess, swells up and inflames, and it's painful.
Yeah.
So I started using a mallet that where I could actually put my finger inside it.
Nice.
Instead of here, actually like that, and it helps. It doesn't hurt, so it's amazing. So I can still play.
Interesting.
So ever since I did that, it changed my game just a little bit.
Well, yeah.
So it's a game of millimeters we're dealing with here. It went from that to
sure,
that.
and then you have to change. But what I'm fascinated with this is like if I did this, I don't see how you hit shots. It becomes more like a low top.
Similar, yes, but if you recall,
so now it all comes full circle.
Yeah, I started off as a low top player.
Yes.
So I did kind of know how to play. I wasn't the number one player, being a low top player by far, but
but knowing how to do it and then switching and then doing this for a long time, you still have some of that muscle memory, know. And all the other things that developed later can then be, brought to that low top in a little bit different way, maybe.
Yeah, it definitely changed my game a little bit, both offensively and defensively.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, ever since I did make that change, I only won one more. So that was it. But I'm very happy with that.
But you're a little older, dude.
I'm very much older now.
Yes. We all are. So, so for people that might not know you, can you tell me who you are, where you're from, what do you do for a living?
Yep, I'm Danny Hynes.
Right.
Grew up here in Houston, Texas. I've been playing air hockey since I guess I was maybe 19 years old, I believe. Started a little late compared to some, but found it at University of Houston where we currently are, and I had no idea it was a thing. I had no idea it was a championship, a world championship or competition. I just loved it. And I didn't want to get off. I probably spent more time on the table. Well, okay, there's no probably. I spent more time on the table here at this university than I did in the classrooms.
Yes.
Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah. And Ehab too, with you, right?
Ehab, but he left. He went to class a little bit more often. I did not. I could not help it. I was addicted to this game.
Yeah, no kidding.
Big time.
So, what do you do for a living?
I work in the auto industry as in the auction side of the business. So
you like buy and sell?
Yes, I used to do that, but I'm on the auction side of it. Where I'm actually
get commissioned for making the auction sale.
No, I'm not. I'm not commissioned, but I work in the background for
a company that
for one of the big companies in the nation that helps provide vehicles to wholesalers,
to
dealers. It's a dealer only auction. It's not open to the public.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's the serious
guys.
It's the big guys.
Very cool. So, my first question, actually, you've already started to answer, and that's basically, when did you first discover air hockey?
Yeah, so let me tell you, I could have sworn as a kid, I know I played a couple times at the Galleria Mall with my cousin, and we just loved it, and I think we almost got left there a couple times because we just wouldn't leave. But we again no inclination, and when I got older, all of my focus was playing high school sports. From football to track and field, swimming. You name it.
All those physical.
I did it, and so I was very much, athletically inclined and loved competing.
Mm-hmm.
Being the youngest of four boys. You want to try to compete, even though you get your butt kicked like every day, quite literally. But So I guess I had a lot of winning I needed to do to make up for all that. Is probably what it was. So yeah, when I got to the University of Houston, obviously playing college football wasn't really an option for me.
Right, yeah.
Way too short for playing a linebacker and not nearly as fast as what those guys are. Yeah, so just not feasible.
Yeah.
But I found something by the grace of God, air hockey, that completely fulfilled all that adrenaline rush, just the competitive juices.
Sure.
It fulfilled it. And I had no idea how to play. I had no idea there was a proper way to play.
Sure.
I think I ran into a video that you made with Billy Stubbs, maybe, and it was on Channel 8 PBS. I think.
Interesting.
And you were sitting there talking about the triangle defense and pyramid defense.
Circle drift.
Circle drift, absolutely. And just I started looking at that.
Yeah.
So that video, and then I met a couple guys up here at University of Houston, and they just came up and destroyed me.
Yeah.
That wasn't acceptable. I have an issue with that.
You think that was Owen Geraldo?
I wish it was. But I met Owen at Exolarama, my first actual weekly tournament I ever attended.
Oh, wow.
I went up and Owen just won his 94 tournament.
Oh,
so he just
won
won
it.
it.
He was the man.
But I didn't know who he was.
Okay. Yeah.
I knew who you were.
Right. Yeah.
I heard of you.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, this is Tim Wiseman.
Oh, yeah.
10-time world champion. And when I was just learning about the sport, it was you had an aura about you that was just unbeatable. It was a wall that couldn't be, a mountain that couldn't be climbed.
It doesn't last.
You're that good.
It doesn't last.
Somebody needs to tell Colin that.
Yeah. He'll learn soon enough.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
He will.
That's the way it happens.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So I'm about to play Owen, and he spotted me 4 points.
Yeah.
I somehow got moved to a novice my first tournament, but you know how that goes sometimes.
Yeah.
And Daryl Hess was the tournament director, and he told me, "Oh no, he's number 1 in the world, so that's who you're about to play."
And you're like,
he's giving you 4 points, and I'm like, "Number 1 in the world? No, he's not." So I literally told him,
"Oh,
you're not number 1. Tim Wiseman's number 1." So that just made Owen.
Yeah, he was like,
"Oh yeah," fired him up.
"Oh no, boy."
That's right. But somehow I beat him in the weekly because again 4 points, and he doesn't know I'm hitting these blistering fast shots.
Sure. Yeah,
I was a little stronger back then, and quicker.
Younger, yeah.
Much so. And so Owen invited me to go play at a bar after hours.
Oh, wow.
We were there till like 4 or 5 in the morning. And it was either Hot Shots or Hitchhikers or something.
Like that. Wow.
I don't recall the name, but we were there, and he destroyed me the entire night. And it was such an amazing lesson.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I'm forever grateful, and one day I'm going to give him a big hug.
Yeah, you're going to play him. So, was air hockey your first passion pursuit? I mean, you mentioned that you had done other sports and activities. Is it the first that ever was your true passion?
Well, no. Football was by far my biggest passion. I was nuts about football. I was a student of the game. I played linebacker. Actually made first team All-City linebacker in high school. Back in the day.
That's awesome.
I was interviewed. I was the athlete of the week one week with Spencer Tillman. Got to wear a Super Bowl ring.
That's awesome.
But I was nuts. I would work out every day. If we lost, I would go punish myself that same night. And do sprints on the field in the dark before I went home. I was nuts. I don't regret doing that. It gave me a good work ethic. But it did create a massive void that ended up being air hockey that filled it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I like that. So, this is sort of I guess a cliche question, but what does air hockey mean to you?
So, it's a great question actually, and it's evolved over the years. at first it was to fill that void. It was about being the best. Something that I don't have to be 6'4".
Right.
I don't have to, weigh 240 pounds and a pure muscle.
Sure.
Right. Or run a 4.2 in the 40 or something like that. It's something that I may not be as physically gifted as others, but this table is an equalizer, an amazing equalizer. It's something you can go and place Shaquille O'Neal and kick his ass in.
Right.
And it wouldn't even take a second.
Yeah.
So, it became, like I said, such a passion to want to be that.
Right. So at first it was filling that void for wanting to be the best.
Yes.
But you I think you said that it sort of maybe changed over time.
It did.
How did it be?
It changed.
Did it become?
What changed was I think when I finally won, in 2001. It was just a dream tournament for me.
Yeah.
Everything just worked out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you played the top player in the finals and defeated him convincingly, and there was no like question, right?
Yeah,
like
it was.
You met all the tests that are supposed to be put forth to you.
Yes.
You
there were
rose.
so many demons that I battled and won.
Right.
Like up to that point, I never beaten Will Upchurch, and then I 4-0'd him. So something was going on that was different with me that tournament. And it just kept going, and I kept, there was a couple lessons I think I still needed to learn. And when I got there, all of a sudden it was great.
Floodgates open.
Absolutely, and then just the confidence level builds up.
So what is the difference though? Like it changed when you became champ, but what did it mean to you then?
The key word you said is the difference.
Okay,
The difference is you realize you make a difference.
Okay.
And I started realizing the effect that I had on other players. And I realized what I can do to help them get as good, if not better.
Right.
And I realized the effect it was having on them, and even on their personal lives. Just helping somebody confidence goes a long ways. Getting a better job, making more money, asking that girl out they've been wanting to ask out, whatever it is. It can come from something as simple as this.
Right.
And so I enjoyed just mentoring, teaching, trying to be a positive force.
Sure.
And that's really what it changed. That's really what changed.
It became to you as a way to give.
Yes.
A way to give.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Got it. Okay. So this is a hard question because there's probably a lot, but what is your favorite or just memorable air hockey story?
There are a ton.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And that's why I say it doesn't have to be favorite, just one that comes to mind that's memorable.
That's memorable. Just one that's just so that hits me in the heart every single time. The tournament after Owen passed away, Will Upchurch and I played in the finals in Vegas, and he and I both were fighting back the tears.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, such an emotional tournament.
Yeah.
His mother was there, his brother, who's looks just like him, and it was very emotional. Will and I were playing, and I think my level went down a little bit, and Will, Danny, come on.
Yeah.
He knew it.
He knew, yeah.
And he snapped me out of it, and then I started getting that momentum back and playing really strong. And then I remember the last shot. I did an Owen setup and a release cut.
The L drift?
Yep, the L drift with the cut that he always would kill.
Yeah.
But I did that in the very last shot in honor of Owen.
Yeah, nice.
And that was tough.
Okay, I appreciate that. That's a good story. Has air hockey? Well, it's obvious it has, but how has air hockey changed you?
Well, air hockey has given me my identity. It's given me confidence that I didn't have.
Okay.
You know, yes, I played football and I was good at it in high school, and you know, I did just about everything you do. But you know, it's one thing at that level. It's another thing when you're, you know, with the big boys and you're in the adult world.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, it's I think it's just kind of realizing that there's nothing in this world you can't really do if you put your mind to it.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So build confidence and just being an adult and facing the world head on.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It's crazy. It's such a simple game.
Right.
Can do that.
Right. Yeah.
But it can.
It absolutely can.
Yeah.
So, what do you feel like the world needs to know about air hockey?
So, air hockey is a sport that, well, let me just say this. It takes away advantages that genetics can give.
Sure.
It is a sport, it's a great equalizer sport.
Yep.
You can play it when you're in your 70s.
Yeah.
You can play it when you're in your teens.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can play it at high levels at all those ages. Mm-hmm. It's the one sport that you can actually compete with your son or daughter at a high level on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know any other sport.
I've gotten destroyed by my son, like
but
literally.
You're competing.
Yeah, not much anymore. I tell you, man. I'm like thinking, were we playing like that? You know, like what? Where did this go?
You know, the answer to that is no.
Okay.
The answer to that is no. I think, and this is the way I look at that. Just going back to, again, mentoring and trying to make these guys better. We didn't do our job as champions if the next champion isn't better than what we were.
Yeah.
The sport has to evolve. It has to get better.
Yeah.
And the level of competition has to get better.
Yep.
So these kids now, or these young men and women.
Yeah.
Because your daughter just cleaned the table with me just a few minutes ago.
All right, fair enough.
It was great.
Yeah.
And just amazing. And let me tell you, if it means we did our job.
Right.
We did our job.
Yeah.
So, and we're continuing to do our job.
Yeah, for sure. And I do think that the level keeps going up.
Yep.
And but you know, part of me also in the back of my head thinking, I think I could have done it if I was 20. Right. Well, I would have risen.
That's right.
You would rise your level.
That's right. I mean, think of the advantages.
Oh God.
You created the circle drift.
Yeah.
That wasn't around.
Right. They could just learn it. Yeah. All right, so I've got two little fun questions to wrap things up. Tell me what you believe is your best air hockey shot.
Best air hockey shot. So I feel like my best air hockey shot was my right wall over in my prime.
Sick.
I think I could hit it from anywhere on the
yes,
table,
insane.
But I could hit it from far to
left
the left,
to center, and that's
to center, which would
brilliant
go
aspect of it.
Yeah,
that
which
changed
would go
the
either
game.
way. Yeah.
That literally changed the game.
Yeah, I agree. I think
you changed the game.
Yeah. And again, it's just one little thing that I added to like what you brought.
What other people?
Because how did I set that up with kind of a good medium to all speed cut. Or strong cut with an under, and then hitting that same over.
But it's so unblockable. How can a person hit it from over there? It doesn't make sense.
So one thing I haven't really shared with a lot of people, ever since I had to do the modification, I haven't been able to hit
that shot as well?
I can't hit it now. I haven't been able to hit it. So that was my big downfall.
Yeah. Well, it didn't take much off.
Yeah.
So, okay, and then the follow-up is, well, what shot do you wish you had at a high level?
Well, I'll tell you this. There's been some amazing shots with some amazing champions. You know, Colin's left wall under is sick at times. Jacob's cut right now is sick. But probably my all-time favorite, and don't get cocky here, it's your right wall under.
Oh, you want the right wall under.
Yeah, your right wall under. To me was just absolutely my favorite shot. And you got to remember too, you know, you were the champ when I was coming up, and watching you and Will play those matches. I was talking about earlier tonight to people. You know, just the level of play was so amazing. And yes, I mean these guys are doing some good stuff. But I think that you know what we're saying. you could compete with any of these guys right now if you're playing at your peak. And granted, yes,
learning
all of us will have more knowledge
sure, right.
of what everybody has now on equal terms.
So now the final question, which is it's a funsy question.
Okay.
It's an odd question for me to be sitting here asking you this question. Who is or was the best player of all time?
Colin's the best player of all time.
Okay.
Colin's the best player. And I really think that it really has evolved. What Jesse brought was awesome. He brought a lot of great strategy.
Yeah.
Because again, you're thinking about the fundamentals of the sport being developed, and then what you did, and then bringing in more defense.
Sure.
Oh my God. I mean, I think the level of defense from when Jesse was the champion to when you became champion,
it changed a lot.
Were completely
for
different.
Sure. For
you
sure.
know, and then Jose Moore, even when he came along, the different type of style and passion that he played with, I thought that was amazing. I think I did a good job, and then I think when Billy came up and finally just overcame me, he was cleaning the floor with me for a little bit there. It was amazing. Just awesome.
Well, my answer to that question is you. And the reason I say that is even though I feel like that we had all these different eras of champions and they were dominant in their time, the length of time that you were dominant is what makes the difference in my mind. So we'll see. Colin needs to extend the years of dominance, and then I think you can talk about it. So anyhow, I enjoyed this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, good to see you. Yeah,
appreciate it.
All right.